July 13, 2023. Ukraine war, approximately 9 years and 5 months since the invasion of Crimea. Day 505 of Special Putin's operations. Big picture. Russian sources are claiming the Kremlin has ordered attacks to restart in multiple fronts. Ukrainian sources are citing an uptick in military convoys on the Kerch Bridge. Kremlin artillery strikes on Ukraine were done behind the front lines, suggesting preparations for assaults. In the last 12 hours, artillery was almost silent west of Vuhledar. Ukraine reports minor gains at Klishchivka. Wagner or former Wagner fighters are moving northward from the Donbas and Rostov regions with Belarus as the expected destination. Dnieper Line. While the Kremlin struck with artillery here overnight and early this morning, in the last 12 hours there has been nearly no artillery strikes by the Russian troops. Only 76 shells were launched in the last 24 hours. Zaporizhzhya Front. Russian sources are claiming that Moscow ordered new offensives by the Kremlin's troops around Juliapol. No confirmation by Ukraine if there have been any attacks repelled here. Explosions were reported in occupied Tokmak and Melitopol. East Front, Donetsk. Fighting in Mariinka and south of Avdiivka with Ukrainians successfully defending. A considerable number of artillery duels over the last 24 hours in this area in addition to rear area shelling by the Kremlin. Bakhmut Area. Ukraine made attacks on the Kremlin's forces at Klishchivka, deepening their control and the zones of conflict to include the large forests on the embankments west of the village core. North of Bakhmut the Ukrainians repelled an attack. Oskil border front. Once again the most active area for the Kremlin's attacks. Fighting was very heavy around Lyman, and Kremlin mouthpieces are claiming they have forced combat further west, moving closer to the city of Lyman. Near the border in the villages north of Kupiansk, the Kremlin again made attacks, which Ukraine reports as having met and stopped. Fighting is expected to be ongoing here. Northern border. At least 15 more villages and hamlets were attacked by the Kremlin's artillery and mortars, in an ongoing attempt by Vladimir Putin to kill Ukrainians for living too near to Moscow without his permission. Black Sea. The Russian Navy currently has orders to keep 3 missile-carrying capable ships on patrol, offering a total of 18 caliber missiles in a volley. Turkey continues to offer to escort any grain ships to and from Ukraine if Moscow refuses to continue any passage of grains. Ukraine world-related. 11 NATO nations have signed to help train pilots on F-16s and any other planes that are procured by or for Ukraine. At the conclusion of the NATO summit, Ukraine was promised €1.5 billion in aid packages. The French brought 50 Scalp missiles. The British brought 70 combat and logistic vehicles, munitions, and medical services. Germany is sending at least 20 tanks, anti-drone and anti-mine systems, artillery munitions and small arms. Norway is sending ultralight drones and air defense gear. We aim to bring more. Like and subscribe.